And welcome to a vlog. Now, you've no doubt seen the first video of the 2025 coach from Arcadia, which I was a bit lukewarm about. Sorry about that, coaching, but I just felt that way. But your VIP range looks really more smarter and upmarket, which it should do, obviously, price difference. But anyway, I was all set to put the Elddis on the other day, a day or two ago, and it was all ready to go on, and then I got an email off Elddis saying, hold your horses, please don't do anything, because we're not ready yet to show them to the public. Now, some may get leaked on there by maybe other YouTubers, I don't know, but I certainly won't do that, because I don't believe in that. So maybe I'm a bit of a fool, it means I'll lose out on clicks. But at the end of it, I do believe in, you know, keep doing things right if I can. So that will not be available now. I think it's till the 1st or 2nd of September. So it's a bit of a shame that. But anyway, other thing is, talking to a dealer friend of mine the other day, I've known for a long time, and we weren't on the premises, we're out as a manufacturer, and we're talking about how things were, and he was saying that, you know, new stuff has been very quiet, and he did say about the prices. I mean, you know, let's face it, prices have gone up, but I'm going to relate to that in a minute. Now, we also agreed, and I think this is what needs to be done. When the market is as flat as it is, you need to bring something to market to stimulate it. That's going to be done on price, obviously weight, but also on something a little bit different, something that with a little bit of the wow factor, that's sellable, that's not too much of a wow factor where nobody will buy it, but something where people will say, right, you know what, we weren't going to buy a Caravan, but we've seen such a thing, it was a brilliant van, it's different from ours, makes ours look a bit dated, off we go, and we're going to do it. So okay, so what's the next thing? Well, I'm in a bit of trouble with the waterworks. Well, not me personally, but in the kitchen. We had a bit of a leak. I've had it for a while actually. We got those twin sink unit things, and it was a smaller sink that was the one that was a problem. Now, a mate of mine came a couple of weeks ago, and he said, "Oh, I'll come and have a look at that for you." So he looked at it. He said, "Oh, we've got on it." He said, "I think you're going to need a whole new caboodle, whole new fitment." And he says, well, I'll put a bit of silicone around there, he says, to try and sort of stop it, but he says, I don't think it's going to work, but it might do till you get repaired. Anyway, cut a long story short, some years ago I got a plumber in to do something on the bath, a guy called Gary, and we struck up this real immediate, you know, you do gel with people immediately, and I did with Gary because he was passionate about motorbikes, plus he owned a Caravan as well. Which he didn't know anything much about, but anyway, he hasn't got it anymore, unfortunately. But anyway, he was passionate about motorbikes. I'd been very keen on motorbikes when I was from sort of the age of 16, 17. I'd not had anything fantastic, but I'd had my first bike was a moped, it was a Honda PC50, which was a twist and go. And then I went and bought a Suzuki A100, which was brand new, 245, I think 245 on the road, gears, and it was, you know, I was 17, so it would do 70 miles an hour if you lay down on the tank, flat out. But I did a lot of mileage on that bike. Then I sold that for a Suzuki GT185. These are all old Japanese bikes that, you know, no longer obviously, but at the time were current. GT185 was electric start, and I thought I was brilliant, you know. Bought that brand new, and it was 535 quid on the road, and the dealer gave me 140 quid for my A100. Then my last bike was a GT380, another Suzuki. I like the Suzuki brand. It was a triple again. It was a triple two-stroke, but it was a time when two-strokes were literally being sort of phased out. And he'd had loads of bikes. He'd had a 380 and he'd had an A100 and what have you. And he goes on about, and he knows the ins and outs of bikes, and he goes to TTs every year. He's ridden here, there, and there. He's phenomenal. Really, really enthusiastic. But anyway, I had this problem with the thing, and I hadn't found I'd lost his number, anyway I found it. So we got talking, and we got saying about YouTube, and he said, "Oh, my lads are all into YouTube." He said, they do bike stuff, and he showed me a clip, and it was really, really good what they'd done. I felt a little bit sort of very humble, really, because their quality was good. They were doing bike shots, and then shots of bikes going around the track, but it was all nicely done. So I said, "Yeah, I've got a YouTube channel," I said, and blah blah blah. And he said, "Well," he said, "truly, says I found YouTube," he said. And he said, "I've been biking now for 40, 50 years near enough." And he said, "Well, what I find out," he says, "these people come on," he says, "and they've had a motorbike," he said, "and they've had one for maybe a year or two," he said, "they're doing reviews," he said, "and they know nothing about what they're on about." He said, "I go on these YouTube channels," and he said, "I find that a lot." He said, "I've got a little Suzuki," he said, "I just bought," and he said, "God, he's had loads of bikes, I tell you." And he said, "And I saw some of the reviews," he said, "and they were terrible. They were useless. Didn't know anything what they were reviewing. All they want to do was a vlog presentation." So I understand that, because I said, when I started off my channel, which is 5.5 years ago now, I said, I went on there, I was a bit nervous, do I act like a presenter, do I do an act or whatever, and if I make a mistake, what do I do? Don't redo it all and try and make it perfect. And I thought, then somebody said to me, just be yourself, just get on there and do it, as though you were talking to somebody on at the show or on a dealership or whatever. And so I did, and all the years of experience, 50 years of following this industry, I know a lot of, I felt like he did with his bikes. He knew all the bikes that had come and gone and everything, but he hadn't done anything with it. He had all that knowledge. He said, "When I'm dead," he said, "all that, that'll gone." And I said, "It's a shame you can't." No, he said, "I don't need to do YouTube. A book, I couldn't do a book." And I said, "It's just a shame, you could do something." Anyway, but he said, I can see, he said, that you feel very frustrated. That he said, you've been on there for, the industry, you've gone through all the ups and downs, and you've spent a lot of time, money, getting all your archive material and what have you. And he said, there's these people come in, been carrying in 5 years, and all of a sudden they know everything, and they're doing reviews. He said, what gives them the right to give, to put their comment on something, when really they've no experience, they've no background, they've no knowledge. And so that's the way it goes. We both agreed that some people will suss those sort of people out, and they'll say, "Oh, do you know what? That guy actually, he's given all that, and they give, the lady comes with a lovely presentation, but at the end of it, they've nothing behind them. They've been some retired." In some profession they've retired early, and they go, "Oh, let's take the video camera, let's do our adventures," or whatever. That's great, but when the people start to try and sort of do a review on some of the caravans, and you think, you watch and you think, no, you just don't know the background. Actually, that model's been out X amount of times, or whatever, or so and so did that. It is frustrating, but as I say, I like to try and cut, if I make a mistake, very rarely I'll edit that mistake out. I'll just let it run and say, I made a mistake. So what? We all make mistakes. You've not done anything, one friend said to me, unless you made mistakes. So that's that. Anyway, again, on the market, what I've seen at Swift don't release anything. I can't do anything till September the 1st with Swift. So it's really just Coachman. So we're a little bit stuck, really. I only did a few Coachman vans. There's one going on, the 520 VIP. That'll be going on I think Saturday. So that's lined up to go. So if you're a member, you'll see that's all lined up. It's all scheduled to go. and I think I've got a Lusso to do. I'm not sure. I can't remember. And possibly a laser. I'm not absolutely sure. You know, it seems a long time ago now when I did those videos. So yeah, so that's the state of play. But yeah, me and the plumber had a good chat about bikes again and reminisce what we did, you know, where we went and what bikes we had and some of the dealers. And again, like he was saying, in the motorbike side of things, I said, what's it like the bike? Because I said, I've lost touch. I've no real interest anymore at all in bikes. They're just nothing to me anymore. You know, I was back in the 70s and then bikes. And he said, yeah, bikes had character and your dealers were local family dealerships. Now, he said, that's all gone. You know, and these bikes are producing don't know how many brake horsepower. Plus as well, at the end of the day, he said, my son's had his mat and it produces God about a brake horsepower. And I just said, that sounds terrifying. That's terrifying. But he says the majority of bikes are from like the 50 to in the early 70s. He said that's your bike buyer. And I said that's quite sad because in the old days we were 16 moped. If you were lucky, you had an FS1E which should do about 50 mile an hour, had 4-speed gearbox on it. It looked like a little motorbike, not like a moped. It just had pedals on, which was there more for show than anything to comply with the law. But then you progressed onto a motorbike, and I never really thought about buying a car till I was about 20. And as it happened, the company I worked for, I got promotion and I got a company car, and I had a company car for about 20 years. So I was very, very fortunate. Until of course I left. Before I left the company, then they changed the. They brought a new guy in. He was basically, again, no experience, didn't know anything about the company, hated anybody who'd been there and knew anything about the company, and he didn't know, and basically he just wiped all our other managers' cars out, and that was that. But anyway, so yeah, so that's my vlog. If you're out caravanning, I hope the weather's been okay. As I say, I've not got mine out, obviously. It's backed in there now because I've got loads of Practical Caravan magazines sat there in front, which I can't move because I've no room in the loft. I'm still sorting that out up there. I looked at temporary storage, but it's quite expensive. You know, you're talking £80 a month, and I'd need them there at least 5 months. So you'd be talking over £400. So, you know, my idea is to get this book I'm on with now, which is a story of the camper van. There's 5 chapters on, and chapter 2 but doing all the images as well at the same time, and I'm marching on with that. As I say, do look out for Practical Caravan, do look out for the used reviews they're doing there, and also there will be a feature on the Swift factory, I think, going in Practical at some stage over the next couple of months. And also just keep an eye out for generally anything I do. I'm trying to get some more classic caravans done. Talking with a guy at the moment, but he's a bit, I don't know, he's a bit and ahhing whether he wants me to video. I've got a couple like that, and also I was just a camper van from the 80s that Fiona Stewart, who's got a little Silverline caravan, she's gone and got a Autohomes Comic camper, and it looks in pretty original condition from what I've seen of it, and I can't wait to get and see that. I'm going to try and feature that in Practical Motorhome, as well as do a video on it as well. But I'm really excited to go and see it. She's away on holiday with it at the moment, or she's with the caravan, I can't remember which now. So as soon as I can, I'm going to do a video with Fiona. She's a lovely lady, and if you're watching this, Fiona, it's a big hi from me. Right, I'm going to wrap this video up. Please keep watching, please keep subscribing, and also please keep giving me your comments. I do appreciate it. See you on the next video. Bye for now.